Good morning, everybody. Great to be with you on this Thursday. Hey, we're almost to the weekend, which is fabulous.
It's 5:30 a.m., and dawn streaks the haze over downtown L.A. like a big orange June bug streaks a speeding windshield.
Let me show you what we're zipping by right now. It's downtown, and isn't that neat? Look at that.
We fly between the skyscrapers and head toward the freeways of Greater Los Angeles District 7, a 5,000 square mile grid of 10 million cars driving a collective 100 million miles a day.
The number 2 lane is blocked, very heavy from the 91. 170 south.
I'm in the Channel 5 News Cam helicopter with Jennifer York, one of the area's top morning traffic reporters. She's a 13-year veteran of this kind of work, and I've never been in a chopper. But Jennifer and I have a lot in common. We both make a living from traffic. Most of the people who hear me on public radio are in cars. And if they're traveling an LA freeway right now, they're probably also in a jam. Covering those tie-ups is such big business here. Jennifer's got her own flying broadcast studio and plenty of competition.
There's your Channel 11. Oh my God, look at her shirt. Holy Toledo. Woo!
Like a heart patient wired to an EKG, LA's freeways are monitored by 20,000 embedded copper loops in every lane. And the data, along with the video from 140 cameras, are scrutinized by District 7's transportation engineers for patterns. The biggest discovery they've made so far is that the designers of this inconceivably complex system back in the 1950s totally underestimated its capacity.
And look at the delays. Holy cow. It's backed up all the way to the East LA interchange. We got a problem working.
In defiance of everything people thought they knew about cars and the human nervous system, the average top driving speed here has climbed from 45 to 65 miles per hour, or about 2,400 cars per hour per lane.
There was a 100-car accident that was just like 3 miles long, a bumper to bumper. That was just about 2 or 3 months ago it happened. And that was just, people weren't getting home till 9 or 10 o'clock at night.
The big frustration for anyone attempting to get a handle on complex and turbulent systems is their unpredictability. The factors that can tip them into chaos can spring from virtually anywhere and blossom fast.
Say a container splits in two and it spills out. Be something as silly as a load of frozen orange juice, hundreds of thousands of gallons of orange juice. That can shut down a whole freeway for the whole morning.
Forget the accidents. Over half the area's traffic jams are caused by obstructions that, strictly speaking, don't even exist. Physicists call them floating bottlenecks. Say a driver gets distracted and swerves. Happens all the time. The driver behind her brakes. Now, there's no collision, not even a stop, just a crimp in the flow, like a twang to a spring. But that twang reverberates down the road to the next floating bottleneck, caused, say, by another innocent slowdown, amplifying and disrupting traffic flow for miles. By the time the 1,000th stuck driver finally gets to the point where the highway clears, there's nothing there.
The ramifications of one little event it can be really huge. Something minute having this huge rippling effect. That's the case. And that's because there's just too many people in too small of a space.
Floating bottlenecks are also the freeway's final irony, for many of them take shape from curiosity, even the desire to slow down and help. They are our virtues magnified into a disaster. It's why I've come here today, to try to catch a floating bottleneck the moment it forms and see what I can learn.
Something's going on.
Yeah, go ahead.
No such luck. 7 a.m. and we have to interrupt the search. A news story is just broken on the ground.
We're hearing about some police activity, but I can't figure out where that is. What is it? Oh, okay, La Brea and 3rd, you're saying he's got what going on?
Apparently, someone has called 911 to say there's a man parked in the lot of a Ralph's 24-hour grocery store at La Brea and 3rd, sitting in the front seat with a gun in his lap. Police are at the scene, but the guy's not responding to their orders to come out.
Yeah, but how long was he been parked there, do you know?
They don't know.
Skycam 5 wheels sharply and, putting the freeways behind it, heads downtown for La Brea and 3rd. 3 other newscopters have beat us to the scene. All of them, like us, zooming their cameras down into Ralph's parking lot.
Tilt up, and there's a red car. Go right a little bit.
And a little red car, a guy passed out behind the wheel, and the silver pistol in his lap.
There's the red car. Go to the right.
Which one? That red car?
No. Tilt up. Teeny bit. Right there, that red car there. That's what Channel 7 was showing.
The developing story, vague as it is, makes the top of the next news hour.
So Sky 5, I guess we've locked in America's attention. I don't think we're going to be going anywhere anytime soon.
Things at Ralph's are definitely getting crowded.
Now we've got Police here, you can see with their guns drawn behind the van. We've got snipers on the roof. So this man is really well covered, but he just hasn't really moved. He's basically just passed out, and they're just kind of waiting for the guy to kind of wake up.
Meanwhile, inner-city traffic in the area, cut off from one more route to the freeways, piles up.
So far, they've closed, obviously, the Ralph's parking lot and also the eastbound side of 3rd Street at La Brea. This is all we know at the time.
Traffic has been mounting in the parking lot, too. Another police vehicle pulls in, looking like a cross between a hospital bed and a lawnmower. Apparently, it's what the police used to disarm a bomb.
We've got the Wilshire Division Police Department on the scene, and they brought in a robot, and we're trying to find out exactly what they're going to do with the robot, possibly pass along a cell phone to the man, possibly just take closer pictures. And again, the man is passed out, so he's not really responding to any of the officers, and hopefully maybe he'll respond to this robot.
The police have also moved in what appears to be a tank. Aside from taking up more parking space, it's not clear what it's doing there either.
Why are these guys? What are these guys doing now? Why is this taking so?
Time flies in a situation like this, even if our chopper and the other 5 copters now hovering around us have barely moved. But it's been almost 3 hours since this whole business began. We're running out of gas, and unless we want to add to the mess by crashing into it, we gotta go. The morning newscast and the morning commute are almost over, and I realize I'll probably never see a floating bottleneck. But it doesn't matter. Outside my window, there's something far more bizarre.
What is he doing?
6 helicopters glued to the same spot in the sky, draining their last drop of gas and staring at the same point on the ground 1,400 feet below.
What are they going to do with the robot? Go knock on the door? I mean...
Not a floating bottleneck, but a flying bottleneck, created from the congestion below and adding to the chaos by the sheer act of observing it, complicating an already senseless collective mess with perfectly sensible individual actions. From Skycam 5, this is Tony Khan, with millions of other jammed Angelinos and television viewers across America, watching a man sleep it off.
I think the guy's in heavy-duty sleep now. He's in, like, REM mode. I have not seen him move at all.